Secluded Names, Dreamers Down, written by Isaac Salder. Chapter 1, Part 1, Chasing Dreamers. Where do we all go when we fall asleep? The concept of sharing dreams is already a topic on Earth. Falling from great highs to our doom, loved ones dying whilst just in arm's reach, running from some monster or demon until getting caught. This links most to all-brained animals. When we wake jolted, sweating, and catching our breath, do we all feel different or changed? Let me tell you of the dream I just experienced, not too recently after a day of sadness. Black liquid magnesium-like walls sprawling out endlessly. A massive open tunnel larger than I could ever depict, and no exit behind me. A block with a glowing outline sat about 4 meters in front of me, which I could clearly see a dagger in its center. As I saunter towards the block, the floor moves around my steps, like walking on a recent rain-on flooring. I recollect a common view from my memory of the way on a hot day, the horizon of a road leaves a shimmering oil-like painting beckoning me forward. I pick it up the weapon, feeling its weightlessness and balance. I hear a gushing and gurgling behind me, like water pouring from a barrel. Seeing a perfectly black silhouette clone made of the same substance as its surroundings. The dark, water-like creations start a slow-paced walk towards me. I turn and jump the block, finding an identical replicate to the last, staring me down. Like being in the situation before, I instinctively jog toward the clone, reading my dagger, jumping and sliding, dismembering its foot as it returned to the floor like popping a water balloon. I turn, noticing its matter hit the flooring, and rise again as to the moment I spring back up, kneeling to locate my ankle where a satchel seemingly has appeared from thin air. Inside, I find throwing knives. I collect 3 and toss them like second nature towards the 3 outlines, hitting all 3 where they loom. Just like before, the 3 destroyed figures bounce off the flooring surface and reconstruct, making 6. Menacing, their outlines shimmer and spiking, increasing their strides towards me. Turning once more into a running, the endless tunnel now spawning from its watery existence more blocks and barricades, obstacles. As if trying to fend off my very existence here, the tunnel's circumference constricting slightly as I continue to run. Out of nowhere, a decision crosses my mind. Do I stop and concede all hope of outrunning this never-ending tunnel as it tries its hardest to force me out? Or do I push my unknown limitation of this dream? Deciding on the latter, the new labyrinth finally gives way to 2 forks. One exit gives a wider tunnel, which would, in turn, reprieve me slightly. The smaller splintered path seems to wind and bend like a warping steel rod. Knowing and wanting the situation to end quickly seems more beneficial to waking from this place. I choose the small winding path. As I enter it, clones appear before me, noting the white shimmers in their eyes but unmoving, as if waiting for me to retaliate. So, as naturally as it comes, I jump an upcoming barricade while in the air, drawing more shuriken from my ankle and dropping one shadowy figure standing over a block. As I run past the newly deceased clone, it drops and splits, like again joining the others in the chase, and their number expands again. I gained confidence in abilities I had yet to learn, but as I did not know its limitations, wanting to know more, I felt infallible, this realm keeping me on my toes, and the clones now popping out of every angle imaginable, from the roof to the walls. Adapting to the warping of this closing situation, readying the dagger, strafing the wall and stabbing two clones, trying to clutch at my limb. Then throwing a shuriken into the body of a third, falling from the tunnel walls, all while trying to keep in motion. The chasm now divides again with the same options. I struggle to avoid the new environment and aggression, throwing and slicing left and right. Again, wanting to test the boundary of what is possible here in this dream and force an awakening. I chose the smaller entrance as it just doubling my height, and now the wiggle room in the tunnel is tightening. It's more prominent and uncomfortable to dodge and weave. I expected some reprieve, as the clones behind would thin due to the inflated numbers, but no luck as they now phase through the obstruction I must hurdle. Given the new information, I increase my speed and accuracy, both my dagger and shuriken, to take out seemingly endless clones ahead of me. I feel the clutches of the clones finally getting closer, but just as I feel one grasp my shirt sleeve, I stop and plunge my dagger into its chest. It splinters into two, both reaching to restrain me as I jump, throwing the last two throwing knives I have available